So today we have Batman from the Arkham games taking on Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher games. Who wins? Let's find out. So, who's stronger? Well, Batman has been described as being in immense peak human conditioning, nearly superhuman. He's routinely sent thugs, mercenaries, and ninjas absolutely flying, as well as hold them high above his head with just one hand with ease. He's casually broken bones. He was able to fight against and knock out Bane, Killer Croc, Titan Enhanced Joker, and Titan Enhanced thugs as well. He easily dragged both Bane and Killer Croc with his grapple gun, who both weigh several hundred pounds. He sent Joker flying 30 feet with a kick all the way to the other side of the room, and he even somehow broke out of Solomon Grundy's massive grip. But as a Witcher, Geralt is superhuman. He was able to beat bears and rock trolls to death with his bare hands. He shattered someone's cheekbone with a kick and broke someone's elbow with a strike with ease. He's pulled a dragon's head back so far that it caused it to crash. He's cut a large cat in half and cut a fiend's head off, both with just one sword swing. He's hit someone so hard that they started vomiting blood, and he's routinely knocked people out after just a couple hits. Moving on to durability. Well, Bruce was just fine after falling off a skyscraper and after a concrete ceiling collapsed on top of him. He's fine after being near the blast of two rockets. He defeated Copperhead while poisoned. He's endured a massive beating from Bane, including an absolute pounding and being sent through a concrete wall. Even after being shot in the stomach at point blank range, he was back up fighting several mercenaries less than a minute later. He also has his armor that's mostly bulletproof as well. But Geralt ignored being sliced across the chest. He jumped off a large castle wall and landed on his feet with no pain. He easily kept on fighting Letho after being thrown through a brick wall. He tanked a hit from a fiend, which have been described as walking mountains of muscle. Geralt even said later that this fiend was bigger, stronger, and faster than most other fiends. Witchers are stated to have abnormal pain resistance, and Geralt has been described of having exceptional powers of regeneration. This is backed up when he healed from having his throat so deeply cut that the inside of his throat were visible. But he did receive some medical attention. And now, speed. Well, Geralt has been described as being so fast he moves as a blur and has apparently cut down 20 men in a blink of an eye. He's deflected a crossbow bolt and a throwing knife at close range. He's parried two attacking swordsmen with both sounds of their clashing swords being distinguishable despite happening practically at the same time. He swings his swords faster than the eye can follow, and he's evaded attacks from several monsters, such as werewolves, a werecat, a giant cat, a griffin, a succubus, and a striga, who all have superhuman speed. But Batman has consistently dodged and evaded gunfire from several angles, dodged two rockets after they were already fired, evaded point blank explosions, and he's dodged throwing stars coming from behind without turning around. He blocked every sword strike from Ra's al Ghul and even matched Deathstroke, who has superhuman speed. He's taken down five armed thugs before anyone could react and easily caught thrown knives. His agility is incredible as he's routinely done flips and other acrobatic moves while fighting. So physically, they're pretty close, but I think since Geralt is a Witcher, making him superhuman, and Batman is just immense peak human, Geralt is physically better just because he is superhuman. But what about skill? Well, ever since he was a boy, Geralt was extensively trained to be a witcher and a monster hunter at the School of the Wolf. He's an expert hand to hand fighter and marksman, but he thrives in swordsmanship and has beyond mastery with it. He's bested and killed two other Witchers simultaneously. He killed Lethal of Gulet, the Kingslayer, and another Witcher in a fair fight. He killed Aradin, the King of the Wild Hunt. He's killed six highly skilled swordsmen at once without being tagged once. And he has about 100 years of experience and trains whenever he has spare time. And he's killed several monsters during his life, including a golden dragon and a higher vampire without prep. He's regarded as the greatest swordsman in the North, and nobody argues with that. But this is Batman we're talking about. He's a master in most known forms of martial arts and blends them all together with the addition of acrobatics into his fighting style as well. He was trained by Lady Shiva, arguably the best fighter in the world. He's routinely beaten 10 to 20 thugs, ninjas, and or mercenaries at once with relative ease. He's bested superhuman opponents like a Titan-enhanced Joker, Bane, and Killer Croc. He stalemated Lady Shiva, as well as bested Arkham Knight, Deathstroke, and Ra's al Ghul, who has even more experience and arguably more skill of a swordsman than Geralt is. Hell, uh, even just as Bruce Wayne, and while handcuffed, he was still able to beat up several prisoners. I think I think it's obvious Batman is the better hand-to-hand fighter and martial artist. And I think that's pretty hands down. But I think overall, he is also just better than Geralt. But Geralt has a lot more experience, as he's been alive for like 100 years now. Also, Geralt doesn't hold back and always goes for the kill, while Batman always holds back and never kills. So, what about their gear and weapons? Well, Batman carries several gadgets on him, including batarangs, remote controlled batarangs, sonic batarangs, batclaw, grapple gun, explosive gel, an electric gun, smoke pellets, and freeze bombs. He can also throw multiple batarangs at once, can electrify his gauntlets to amp his punches, and he can even use his cape to stun foes as well. But Geralt always carries a steel and silver sword, as well as a one-handed crossbow and a dagger. He also has his six signs. Uh, Axii, which is a form of mind control, but it doesn't work on strong-willed foes. Ard, which is a telekinetic blast that sent a Witcher flying about 10 meters. Quinn, which is a magical shield that completely shielded him from a thrown carriage. Yrden, which is a magical trap that stops or slows down foes. Igni, which allows Geralt to project a gust of flames from his hands, and it killed three large cats with one blast. And finally, Heliotrope, which is a barrier that partially protects him from physical and magical attacks, even a spell casted by Yennefer. He knows how to incorporate these into his fighting style, but after using one, he has to wait a while before he can use it again. So, who wins? Well, this would be an incredible fight. I mean, Geralt is physically better, more experienced, doesn't hold back, and has his weapons and signs, while Batman can nearly match him physically, is more skilled, and has his armor and gadgets. Something else is that both of these guys have things that the other won't be expecting, like Geralt's signs and Batman's gadgets. But I think I'm siding with Batman here. Just hear me out, okay? Batman has beaten a superhuman who's insanely skilled and doesn't hold back in Deathstroke. He's also beaten a vastly more experienced and arguably better swordsman in Ra's al Ghul. This would be an insanely close fight, but I think Batman is going to be winning it. Batman wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Catch you on the next one. Peace.